We know the midterms are right around the corner, and that could change the party in power in both houses of Congress. But as the focus right now is on November, the specter of the 2024 presidential election is also weighing on voters' minds. And we are joined by Julia Manchester, reporter at The Hill. Julia, thank you so much for being here tonight.
Thank you for having me, Natasha.
So, Julia, you just heard that conversation. Do you see Governor Ron DeSantis making a White House bid if Donald Trump decides to run again?
It's very possible. Look, I think despite the fact that Donald Trump has been dropping so many hints that he wants to run in 2024, you're still seeing Ron DeSantis traveling to other states, meeting with donors, very much trying to boost his national profile. Now, he obviously consistently points to the fact that he's trying to run for re-election in Florida right now, but he is becoming or trying to become a national figure. So, it's very possible we could see potentially him change his mind depending on polling or other circumstances. But right now, it seems like DeSantis is sort of headed in that direction.
And moving now to Liz Cheney as well. The Wyoming Republican lost her primary. We expected that. She's facing an uncertain future in politics, perhaps. What do you think is next for Cheney? Is a White House run out of the picture?
We have seen her not, essentially not rule a White House run out. It seems like it's something she's thinking about. However, I think the question is, what is the purpose of that run? Look, I don't think in the Republican Party right now there really is a lane for Liz Cheney. It seems very squarely surrounding, the Ron DeSantis's and the Donald Trumps. However, that being said, she could very much play the role of a spoiler. So maybe preventing someone like Donald Trump or Ron DeSantis from, getting to that nomination. She could definitely do that. And she could also, very much want to give voice to that very small sliver of Republicans that are anti-Trump and very much disturbed with his rhetoric about the 2020 election.
Well, and staying with Liz Cheney, we know new information tonight that as DeSantis is stumping this weekend for candidates who are backed by Trump, some of whom are election deniers, she is saying for that reason, she is not going to endorse DeSantis in the future. What do you make of that?
I'm not surprised. We have seen her, say a lot of critical things about Ron DeSantis in the past. And we know that Ron DeSantis is very similar to Donald Trump. And we know that Liz Cheney, even though Liz Cheney and Ron DeSantis are absolutely both very conservative, they're a different brand of Republican, and the brand of Republican that separates them is Donald Trump. So I'm not surprised by that. She's very much positioning herself, I would say, against the potential 2024 bid by DeSantis.
Well, and last question for you. One thing that looms large over the midterms in 2024 is, of course, former President Trump. And we know that his allies have urged him not to announce if he's going to run before November. It's just too distracting. Will he stick to that plan? And could the raid on Mar-a-Lago adjust that timeline?
It's very possible. We have seen him sort of kick campaigning, it seems, especially fundraising, into high gear ever since the raid on Mar-a-Lago. But in terms of whether he announces or not, look, I think you probably have a lot of other Republicans saying to him, if you want your candidates to win, you need to stay out of this and not announce, just continue to support them. So, if he wants to see a Republican takeover of the House or even potentially the Senate, I think you're going to see Donald Trump support his endorsed candidates, but not look towards 2024 just yet publicly.
All right. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.